Most people spend their entire lives working hard. They wake up early. They stay late. They follow the rules. They believe that if they just push harder, they will finally reach the top. But they are wrong. Hard work is a trap designed for those who don't understand how the world actually works. Look around you. The world is not ruled by the strongest or the loudest. It is ruled by the ones who know things that others do not. This is the hidden truth that the elite have used for centuries. 400 years ago, a man named Francis Bacon sat in the cold, stone halls of the English monarchy. He watched kings rise and he watched empires fall. He didn't just see the crown, he saw the strings attached to it. He realized that effort is for servants, but knowledge is for masters. He wrote a secret blueprint for dominance that remains more powerful today than ever before. He discovered that knowledge isn't just information you find in a book. Real knowledge is a weapon. It is a way to see through the lies of others while keeping your own truth hidden in the shadows. Most people are puppets, dancing to a rhythm they cannot hear. They react to their emotions. They show their anger. They brag about their plans. In doing so, they give away their power for free. Bacon knew that the first step to absolute dominance is to stop being readable. You must become a mystery. You must learn to watch the world without being seen. If you want to stop being a pawn and start being the player, you have to throw away everything you were taught about being nice or honest. It is time to learn the rules of the architect. It is time to understand the blueprint of the shadow. This is not a lesson in morality. This is a lesson in power. Consider the nature of the world you live in. You are surrounded by people who are desperate to be seen. They post their lives on screens. They tell their secrets to anyone who will listen. They wear their hearts on their sleeves, thinking it makes them brave. Francis Bacon would look at these people and see a harvest. He understood that the moment you reveal your true self, you give the world a handle to pull you. You become a tool for someone else's ambition. The architect, however, builds his house in the dark. He knows that the foundation is the most important part, and the foundation is always buried underground, where no one can see it. You must learn to bury your foundation. You must learn the comfort of the dark. Most men are slaves to their own biology. When someone insults them, they flare up in anger. When someone praises them, they expand with pride. They are like predictable machines. If you know which button to press, you can make them do whatever you want. Bacon observed this in the courts of London. He saw brilliant men lose their heads because they couldn't control their tongues. He saw powerful lords lose their fortunes because they trusted the wrong smile. He realized that the human mind is a broken mirror. It does not show the truth, it shows a twisted version of what we want to believe. He called these the idols. These are the mental traps that keep you small. Until you break these idols, you are just another ghost in the machine. Think about the way you have been conditioned. From the time you were a child, society has tried to make you transparent. Your teachers, your parents, and your leaders all told you that you should be an open book. They told you that if you hide things, you are a bad person. Why did they tell you this? Because an open book is easy to control. A transparent man poses no threat. But Francis Bacon was a threat. He was a man who climbed the highest peaks of political power not by being the strongest, but by being the most observant. He knew that information is the currency of the elite. If you know a man's secret fear, you own his soul. If you know a man's secret greed, you own his future. This is the architect's view of humanity. You are not looking for friends, you are looking for leverage. The common man thinks that power is about being loud. He thinks the alpha is the one who yells the loudest in the room. This is a peasant's view of power. Real power is silent. Real power is the man sitting in the corner, saying nothing, but seeing everything. He is the one who knows exactly when to move and when to stay still. Bacon taught that the greatest deception is to appear like everyone else. If you look like a sheep, the wolves will ignore you, and the other sheep will trust you. By the time they realize you are the shepherd, it is already too late. You have already won. This is the art of dissimulation. It is the art of being a shadow in a world obsessed with light. You must realize that the people you compete with are already using these dark laws against you. Your boss, your rivals, and even the systems that govern your life are not playing fair. They are using your honesty as a weapon against you. They are using your desire to be liked to keep you in your place. When you strive to be a good man in a world of wolves, you are simply preparing yourself to be a meal. Bacon's blueprint is your armor. It is the realization that you must divide your life into two parts: the face you show the world and the mind you keep for yourself. These two things must never meet. Your face should be a calm, still lake. Your mind should be a storm of strategy. We live in an age of noise. Everyone is shouting for attention. Everyone wants to be the center of the universe. This is your greatest advantage. While the world is shouting, you will be listening. While the world is showing off, you will be hiding. While the world is reacting, you will be planning. Knowledge is not about how many books you have read, it is about how much of the truth you can handle. The truth is often ugly. The truth is that people are selfish, fearful, and easily manipulated. If this makes you uncomfortable, then you are not ready for power. But if this excites you, if you feel a cold clarity in these words, then you have the heart of an architect. Francis Bacon was not a man of peace. He was a man of results. He understood that the laws of nature are the same as the laws of the court. To master nature, you must obey her. To master men, you must understand their nature. You must study them like a scientist studies a lab rat. Watch how they move. Watch what makes them run. Watch what makes them beg. When you see the world this way, the fear of others disappears. You no longer see important people or scary people. You only see variables. You only see pieces on a board. And you are the one who knows the rules of the game. This first step is about the death of your ego. Your ego wants to be right. It wants to defend its honor. It wants to tell people, "I told you so." You must kill that part of yourself. An architect does not have an ego, he has a plan. If the plan requires you to look like a fool, you look like a fool. If the plan requires you to apologize for something you didn't do, you apologize. Because you are not playing for the moment. You are playing for the end. You are playing for the absolute dominance that comes when the smoke clears and you are the only one left standing. The blueprint of the shadow is not for the weak-hearted. It is a lonely path. It is a path that requires you to stay awake while the rest of the world is dreaming. It requires you to be honest with yourself about the darkness in your own heart, so that you can master the darkness in others. Bacon did not want to create nice men. He wanted to create effective men. He wanted to give you the keys to the kingdom. But to take those keys, you have to be willing to let go of the lies you have been told. You have to be willing to see the crown and the strings attached to it. As we move deeper into the series, we will break down the specific tactics Bacon used to manipulate the world around him. We will learn how to build a social mask that is impenetrable. We will learn how to find the cracks in the minds of your enemies. We will learn how to turn your knowledge into a weapon that never misses. But for now, you must accept the first law: stop being readable. Stop being a puppet. Start being the architect. The world is waiting for someone with the courage to rule it. The only question is, are you that person? Or are you just another servant, working hard until the day you die? The choice is yours. The shadow is waiting. To understand the architect is to understand that the world is built on hidden pillars. You cannot rule what you do not measure. Francis Bacon did not just observe, he categorized. He looked at the human spirit and saw a machine with specific levers. If you want to move from being a victim of the world to being its master, you must learn to pull these levers with cold, surgical precision. The first lever is the law of calculated silence. In every room you enter, there is a constant battle for attention. Most people feel a desperate need to fill the silence. They fear the quiet because, in the quiet, they feel judged. They feel small. So, they talk. They reveal their fears, their insecurities, and their weaknesses just to keep the air moving. This is your first opportunity for dominance. By holding your tongue, you create a vacuum of power. You become a mirror. When you say nothing, people begin to project their own thoughts onto you. They assume you are deeper than you are. They assume you know more than you do. Most importantly, they become uncomfortable. In that discomfort, they will begin to confess. They will tell you things they shouldn't. They will reveal the very secrets you need to control them. Bacon knew that the man who speaks the least usually holds the most cards. Silence is not just the absence of noise, it is a tactical weapon used to drain the energy of your opponents. The second lever in the blueprint is the art of dissimulation, or what Bacon called the perfect mask. This is the most misunderstood part of power. Most people think that to be powerful, you must look powerful. They want to look like a king so everyone will bow. But the real architect knows that looking like a king only makes you a target. It invites jealousy and sabotage. Bacon's secret was to look like a servant while thinking like a god. You must cultivate an appearance that is so ordinary, so unremarkable, that you become invisible to the ego of others. If people do not fear you, they will not hide from you. If they think you are beneath them, they will let their guard down. This is when they are most vulnerable. You must learn to agree with your enemies. You must learn to praise those you intend to destroy. You must become a master of the pleasant face. When you smile while planning a move, you are practicing the highest form of dark psychology. You are creating a reality that does not exist, and by the time the truth is revealed, the game is already over. The mask is not a lie, it is a shield. It protects your inner sanctum from the prying eyes of the mediocre. Moving deeper into the shadow, we find the law of indispensability. Bacon observed that the only people who are truly safe are those who are truly needed. If you can be replaced, you will be. If you are just another cog in the machine will eventually crush you. To be the architect, you must become the very air that others breathe. You must find a way to possess knowledge or a skill that no one else has. You must become the person who solves the problems that others cannot even see. But here is the dark twist, you must never give away the whole secret. If you solve someone's problem completely, you are no longer needed. You must always keep them coming back for more. You must remain a mystery, even to those who pay you. In Bacon's world, the goal is not to be liked, the goal is to be necessary. When people depend on you for their success, their safety, or their sanity, you own them. They will tolerate your silence, they will respect your mask, and they will fear your departure. This is the only true form of job security, and the only true form of social power. But knowledge is only power if it is applied with the law of the cold eye. Bacon was a scientist of the soul. He taught that you must look at your friends and family with the same cold objectivity that you use for your enemies. Everyone has a price. Everyone has a breaking point. Everyone is motivated by either fear or greed. If you allow your emotions to cloud your vision, you will miss the cracks in their armor. You must learn to see people for who they actually are, not who they pretend to be. Watch how they treat those who can do nothing for them. Watch how they react when they lose money or status. These are the moments when the idols of their mind are revealed. Once you see the defect in someone's character, you have the blueprint to their soul. You can lead them, You can push them, or you can break them. It is not about being cruel. It is about being accurate. The architect does not hate the wood because it is soft. He simply does not use it to build a bridge. You must be just as selective with the people you allow into your inner circle. The final pillar of the blueprint is the strategy of the long game. We live in a world of instant gratification. People want wealth now. They want fame now. They want revenge now. This impulsiveness is a disease. Bacon understood that the man who can wait is the man who can win. Time is the greatest filter of all. Most of your rivals will defeat themselves if you simply wait long enough. They will make a mistake. They will talk too much. They will get greedy and expose themselves. The architect knows that a kingdom is built stone by stone, over years, not days. You must be willing to endure the boredom of the middle. You must be willing to play the part of the loser today so that you can be the undisputed victor tomorrow. This requires a level of mental discipline that most people simply do not possess. It requires you to sit with your secrets for years. It requires you to keep your mask on even when you are tired. It requires you to stay awake while the world sleeps. This series on Francis Bacon is not just a history lesson. It is an invitation to join the elite. It is an invitation to stop living in the light of other people's expectations and start ruling in the shadow of your own ambition. You now have the first part of the blueprint. You know that hard work is a lie, that silence is a weapon, that the mask is a shield, and that knowledge is the only currency that matters. You are no longer a puppet. You are no longer a servant. You are the architect. In the videos to come, we will go deeper into the specific dark tactics Bacon used to navigate the halls of power. We will learn how to plant ideas in the minds of others. We will learn how to turn our enemies against each other. We will learn how to build an empire of influence that cannot be shaken. The world is a dark place, and only those who understand the dark can hope to master it. The shadow is your home now. The blueprint is in your hands. Do not waste it. For in the end, there are only two types of people: those who are part of the plan, and those who are the architects of it. Which one are you? The journey has only just begun.